Archangel Michael says, the air around you is not as quiet as it seems. Eyes you have never noticed are tracing your movements, memorizing every small detail. The truth about you is not staying in one place, it is moving from mouth to mouth, carried by strangers until it reaches someone who should never know it. It began with a single glance. A person who crossed your path only once decided to hold on to what they saw. They whispered it to another, adding details they imagined, building a picture that is more dangerous than reality. Now, the chain has grown longer. Each stranger adds a piece, a color, a shadow to the story, twisting it into something that no longer belongs to you. Their words are faster than your steps, already ahead of you, already arriving where you have not yet been. The danger is in the final stop. Because when this truth, this broken, reshaped truth, reaches the one who is waiting in the shadows, it will be used not to understand you, but to harm you. They will turn it into a weapon, and they have already begun preparing. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You have felt it, even if you told yourself it was nothing. That slight weight of a stare, the pause in conversation when you walk past, the uneasy chill that follows you home. These are not accidents, they are signs. Archangel Michael says, you are walking through a space where observation is hidden. There are those who seem ordinary, yet their eyes linger too long, their interest digs too deep. It is not curiosity, it is a quiet hunt. One by one, your details are being collected. The place you go most, the people you trust, the moments you let your guard down. It's being stored in the minds of strangers who don't even know why they are passing it forward. The truth no longer belongs to you, it is moving like wine through locked doors, whispered in places you will never stand in. And in one of those places, the wrong person is waiting for the final piece. Type Amen to get blessing 497. The danger is not loud, it is patient. It builds silently, waiting for the moment you are most unprepared. And when it strikes, it will not feel sudden, it will feel like something that has been walking toward you for a very long time. Your movements are being timed. Even the way you pause at a crossing, the moments you look at your phone, the route you take home, they are being watched and remembered. Nothing is random to the one keeping track. There is a reason Archangel Michael is revealing this now. It is because the chain of whispers is almost complete, and once the final person hears it, they will not keep it as a story. They will act. Your safety is not in pretending this is nothing, it is in preparing. And preparation begins by recognizing that not every smile is friendly, not every handshake is pure, and not every stranger is harmless. Type Amen to get blessing 512. They are closer than you think. Not just across the street or in the same building, but in the places you feel most safe. This is why the warning is urgent. You are not paranoid, you are picking up on a pattern. The small shifts in energy when certain people are near, the quick glances you catch before they look away, the way your name has been appearing in conversations you were never part of. Archangel Michael says, every truth that is not protected will eventually be reshaped. And the truth about you is now in the hands of people who have no loyalty to you. The last step before harm is not the moment of attack, it is the moment they believe they fully understand you. That moment is dangerously close. Type Amen to get blessing 224. The chain is still moving, carrying fragments of you that you never agreed to share. Somewhere in the distance, a meeting is happening in whispers. Your name is spoken like a key, unlocking a plan you cannot yet see. The watchers do not gather in one place. They pass you between them like a message written on paper, folded and hidden in their hands. Each one adds their own ink until the original is barely visible. Some of them do not even know the danger they are helping to build. They believe they are passing harmless words. But the wrong hands know how to shape harmless things into weapons sharper than blades. Archangel Michael says, there is still a small gap in the chain. This is the space where you can act, where you can take back what is yours before it hardens into a threat that cannot be undone. Type Amen to get blessing 981. The eyes on you have no mercy. They are not interested in who you truly are, only in what they can use. They will bend your truth until it fits their purpose. Already, a shadow figure is collecting the pieces. This person waits quietly, not rushing, because they know the final detail is coming. And when it arrives, they will know exactly where to strike. They have waited before. They have been patient in the past, watching others until the right time to act. Now, their attention has turned fully to you. You cannot afford to dismiss this as a harmless story. The very thing you think is small is the seed of something that will grow into chaos if it is not stopped. Type Amen to get blessing 603. The pattern is clear, every detail about you is moving toward one central point. The strangers are like threads in a web, and at the center sits the one who should never know this much about you. Every choice you make now matters. Every word you speak, every person you trust, every room you enter, they are all part of the unfolding picture. Archangel Michael says, you must not live in fear, but you must walk with awareness. Because when truth is passed from stranger to stranger, it becomes something else entirely. And when that something else lands in the wrong hands, it will not be used to protect you, it will be used to break you. Type Amen to get blessing 448. This is not just about being seen, it is about being studied. The person at the end of this chain has a purpose, and it is not one that serves your safety. They have already begun preparing the stage. They have cleared the space, chosen the moment, and decided what they will do with the information they hold. The whispers are almost done traveling. The story of you is almost complete in their mind, even if that story is nothing like the truth. You are standing at the last warning before the door closes and their plan begins. This is why the angels have stepped in now, before it is too late. Type Amen to get blessing 719. The chain of whispers moves like smoke, silent, shapeless, yet impossible to catch once it slips past you. Somewhere in the distance, footsteps you cannot hear are matching your pace. Someone is tracking your life in fragments, collecting moments as if they are pieces of a map. These fragments are not only your actions. They are your habits, your weaknesses, the people you greet, the places you linger. Each detail is a seed, and in the wrong mind, they grow into dangerous plans. Archangel Michael says, once the final piece is delivered, the plan will move faster than you expect. You will not have time to think, it will already be in motion. That is why this message is here before the last hand receives the truth. The most dangerous lies are not the ones people invent entirely, but the ones built from your own truth, twisted until they no longer serve you. And that is exactly what is being carried right now. Type Amen to get blessing 557. Some of these people don't even know your name. Yet they carry parts of your life like casual gossip, repeating it to strangers in markets, on buses, in quiet corners of streets. They do not see the chain they are building. One day soon, you will notice someone looking at you with eyes that seem to already know you. That look will not be the curiosity of a stranger. It will be the confirmation of someone who has heard everything. The wrong hands are waiting for that confirmation. It is the final drop that will fill the cup. And once the cup is full, it will spill in ways that cannot be undone. You have one advantage, they do not know you are aware. This means you can still change what they think they know. Type Amen to get blessing 884. Already, there are signs of their preparation. The sudden silence in a conversation when you arrive. The way certain people avoid your eyes, afraid they will reveal too much. The unusual presence of someone who always seems to be in the background. Archangel Michael says, you must pay attention now more than ever. Watch for repetition, the same face in two different places, the same question asked by different mouths, the same shadow following you on different days. The chain of strangers is not random, it is a deliberate route. And at the end of that route is someone who thrives on control. They have no interest in your happiness, only in the power they can gain by holding your truth in their hands. The clock is moving toward them, and every second you ignore is a second they get closer to having everything they need. Type Amen to get blessing 304. You must understand, the wrong hands are not always a stranger's. Sometimes they are a familiar face, a person who hides their true intent behind years of smiles and kindness. This makes the danger sharper, because you would never expect it from them. They do not want to destroy you in the open. They want to watch you fall while everyone else believes it was your own doing. This is why they have been patient. This is why they have allowed the truth to pass slowly, piece by piece. The person at the center of this has been here all along. They have listened without speaking, collected without showing interest, and acted without leaving a trace. Archangel Michael says, their plan is delicate, but it is not unbreakable. There is still a way to stop it before it becomes irreversible. Type Amen to get blessing 190. The path of this truth is like a trail of ashes, easy to overlook until you realize it leads directly to the heart of danger. Every stranger who has spoken about you has unknowingly fed the fire that is waiting to rise. You cannot see the full blaze yet, but the smoke is already curling around you. Some of these people carry your story as if it were entertainment. They tell it over coffee, on late-night calls, in passing remarks on the street. But every retelling sharpens the edges, makes the details feel more certain, and cements the lies as facts. Archangel Michael says, this chain of whispers was not created by accident. It was set into motion by someone who knew how easily words can travel, and how difficult they are to erase once spoken. That person is waiting for the day when all the fragments align. When the wrong hands hold the full picture, they will not hesitate. They will move quickly, using what they've gathered to corner you in a way that feels impossible to escape. Type Amen to get blessing 421. You may have noticed small shifts around you already. Friends acting differently, conversations cutting short when you approach, familiar faces avoiding your eyes. These are not coincidences, they are ripples caused by the whispers. The watchers are not always in plain sight. Sometimes they are behind a window, or across the street, or sitting silently in a crowd. They are there only long enough to take what they need, then disappear before you can question their presence. The wrong hands have patience. They are willing to wait for months if it means their moment will be perfect. This is why their moves feel invisible, they are playing a longer game than most people can imagine. Archangel Michael says, the longer you ignore these signs, the more ground they gain. But if you act now, you can cut off the chain before the final piece reaches its destination. Type Amen to get blessing 889. Every word about you that is passed forward leaves a mark. Some of these marks are small scratches, others are deep wounds. Together, they form a map of vulnerability, a map that only the wrong hands will know how to read. The watchers know more than they should. They know where you've been, who you've met, and even the days when your spirit felt heavy. These are the details that make you human, but in the wrong mouth, they become the tools of manipulation. Some of the people in this chain would never admit they are part of something dangerous. They think they are harmless messengers. But a message cannot be harmless when its final stop is a place of destruction. Archangel Michael says, you are not powerless. Even now, the light surrounding you can confuse their path, scattering the pieces so they never fully connect. Type Amen to get blessing 362. The wrong hands are preparing a moment that will seem ordinary until it is too late. It will not come with a shout or a warning, it will arrive disguised as something familiar, something you would never think to fear. The watchers will fade into the background once their work is done. They will return to their lives as if nothing happened, leaving you to face the one who has been waiting. This is why their faces are hard to remember, they are not meant to be the threat, only the carriers of it. And yet, there is still an opening for you. The whispers have not all reached their final ear. A single change in your steps, a single break in routine, could cause the chain to falter. Archangel Michael says, you must trust the instincts that tell you when something is wrong. They are not fear, they are guidance. Type Amen to get blessing 774. The truth is still moving, carried like a secret letter through invisible hands. You cannot see every person who touches it, but each one leaves a fingerprint. Those fingerprints turn your life into something that no longer belongs only to you. There is a rhythm to how it travels. First, a glance. Then, a whisper. Then, a retelling that reaches someone you never met. By the time it circles back to someone connected to you, the shape of the story has already been changed. Archangel Michael says, the one at the end of this chain is not rushing because they know they are close. They are like a hunter tracking prey, not with speed, but with precision. Every detail they receive is placed carefully into a plan. When they finally have it all, they will not waste time deciding. They already know what they will do. And their move will be designed to leave you without room to breathe. Type Amen to get blessing 665. The air around you carries more than sound. It carries intentions. Some are harmless, but others are sharp enough to cut without touching you. These are the ones you must guard against now. There is a place where these whispers meet. It might be a home, a hidden room, or a quiet corner of a public space. There, the wrong hands gather what they've been given, sorting your life into categories. What can be used now, what should be saved for later, and what can be twisted the most. They know that timing is everything. To strike too early is to waste their advantage. To wait too long is to risk losing it. This is why their presence feels both near and far. They are watching without moving in too close. Archangel Michael says, do not mistake their silence for absence. They are always there, even when you cannot see them. Type Amen to get blessing 502. You might think of this as just talk, just passing words. But words can be more dangerous than a weapon in the wrong mouth. A blade cuts once, but a story can cut every time it is repeated. The watchers are skilled at making their interest seem casual. They will smile when they pass you, ask harmless questions, or simply stand nearby without speaking. Yet their silence hides the fact that they are taking mental notes of everything. The wrong hands need only one last piece to complete their picture. They are close to getting it, and once they do, there will be no stopping their next move. Archangel Michael says, there is still a way to scatter the truth before it hardens into their weapon. But you must act now, while their grip is not yet closed. Type Amen to get blessing 289. The plan they are forming will not announce itself. It will arrive disguised, wrapped in something that feels like coincidence. You may not even realize it has begun until you are already standing in the middle of it. The watchers will not be there when it happens, they will have already done their work. The wrong hands will be the only ones left, ready to turn every detail they've gathered into action. But you are not without protection. The moment you understand this warning is the moment their advantage weakens. Awareness is the first crack in their plan. Archangel Michael says, even shadows cannot move freely when they know they are being seen. Type Amen to get blessing 912. The whispers have grown heavier, as if each one carries more weight than the last. You may not hear them, but you feel the shift in the air. Something in your surroundings no longer rests easy, like a room where someone has been just moments before you entered. The chain of strangers is almost complete. A final set of eyes is about to take in the truth, twisted and reshaped to serve a purpose you did not choose. The moment it reaches them, it will no longer be a story, it will be a signal. Archangel Michael says, the one who waits at the end of this chain has been patient for too long. They believe they have already won, that your steps are predictable, that your guard is too low to resist. What they do not know is that heaven has already stepped onto the path, blocking their next move before it can reach you. Type Amen to get blessing 446. Even now, there is movement in places you cannot see. Shadows shifting in the corner of your vision, sudden silences in rooms where you were once welcome, faces turning away too quickly when you look their way. These are not random, they are signs of a plan tightening around you. The wrong hands have begun rehearsing their move. They are practicing the moment in their mind, imagining the expression on your face when they act. They want control not only of your situation but of your reaction. Every small piece of your life that has been passed from one stranger to another has led to this. They think the final step will come easily, but the angels are weaving a barrier they cannot see. Archangel Michael says, the light is already breaking through their darkness. It is faint now, but it will grow stronger every time you choose awareness over denial. Type Amen to get blessing 903. The wrong hands are skilled at pretending innocence. When they stand in front of others, they wear calm expressions and speak with soft tones. But behind that mask is a calculation, an exact sequence of steps meant to strip away your defenses. They do not act alone. They have a small circle that helps them without even realizing it, people who pass along your movements, your words, your expressions, believing they are doing nothing more than casual conversation. Archangel Michael says, you are being shown this now so you can change the ending. You cannot stop what has already been whispered, but you can prevent it from becoming action. The chain is not unbreakable, it is only as strong as the silence that allows it to grow. Type Amen to get blessing 581. There will be a moment soon when everything feels still, almost too still. That is when the wrong hands will try to move, slipping in under the cover of normalcy. They will expect you to be distracted, to overlook the signs, to treat the day as ordinary. But the day will not be ordinary, it will be the point where your story could turn toward danger or deliverance. This is the moment the angels have been preparing you for. This is why your spirit has been restless, why your instincts have been whispering when your mind tries to dismiss them. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid when the stillness comes. It is the space in which protection can rise. Type Amen to get blessing 327. The stillness will not last long. It is the breath before the strike, the pause before a storm breaks. Those who have been watching you will see this as their moment, believing you have no reason to be on guard. But their confidence is their weakness. They do not know that every step they have taken toward you has been seen. They do not know that every whisper they have passed has been traced back through the chain, and that the light is already positioned to break it apart. Archangel Michael says, even now, the chain is beginning to fray. The truth they thought they owned is slipping through their grip, scattering into places they cannot reach. This is the first sign that their plan will not unfold as they imagined. When they reach for the final piece, they will find nothing but air. And in that emptiness, their certainty will begin to collapse. Type Amen to get blessing 118. The watchers who once moved so freely will start to hesitate. You will notice it in their eyes, glances that once lingered will shift away quickly, questions will go unasked, steps will falter when they cross your path. They will feel the disruption, even if they cannot name it. The wrong hands will try to hold their ground. They will tighten their circle, call in favors, press harder to fill in the missing details. But every time they reach out, something will block them. The information will dry up, the strangers will fall silent, the path will close. Archangel Michael says, this is not coincidence, it is intervention. It is the breaking of a design that was meant to harm you. The very chain that carried your truth is now unraveling faster than they can repair it. They will sense the shift and grow desperate, but their desperation will only make them careless. Type Amen to get blessing 774. The moment of their desperation will be the moment of their exposure. Someone within their circle, perhaps unknowingly, will speak a word too many. That word will reach you, and you will know exactly who has been waiting at the end of the chain. It will not come as a dramatic confession. It will arrive quietly, a detail slipped into conversation, a connection that suddenly makes sense, a name spoken in the wrong tone at the wrong time. But it will be enough. The watchers will realize too late that their cover is gone. The wrong hands will try to retreat, but the angels will have already sealed every exit they could use. Archangel Michael says, this is when you will see how divine timing works. Not too early, not too late, but at the exact second when it dismantles the threat completely. Type Amen to get blessing 649. And when the plan finally collapses, it will do so silently. There will be no public chaos, no loud confrontation, only the sudden vanishing of their presence. One day you will notice that the stares are gone, the whispers have stopped, and the air feels clear again. But you will not forget what was revealed. You will carry the awareness forward, walking with a sharper eye, knowing that truth is a gift that must be guarded. The wrong hands will move on to other targets, but they will remember the one they could not touch. And that memory will serve as the unseen shield for the rest of your path. Archangel Michael says, "You have not just survived, you have stepped into a place where light surrounds you so strongly that no chain can form again." Type Amen to get blessing 233.